It's time for Inspired Classroom's monthly Scamper Challenge. Each month, we look at a real-world case study and ask you to use inventive thinking to propose a solution. This month, we visited the MPG Ranch and our good friends at the Missoula County Department of Ecology and Extension to learn about pollinators. Pollinators are essential to the function of healthy ecosystems. Did you know that you can thank pollinators for 1 out of every 3 bites of food you eat? According to the Center for Biological Diversity, pollinators may be our planet's most ecologically and economically important group of animals. They provide stability for every land-based ecosystem because wild-flowering plants depend on native bees, flies, butterflies, beetles, moths, bats, birds, and other animals to reproduce. Other wildlife then eat the fruits and seeds that result from pollination, spreading the seeds that in turn give rise to a future generation of plants. Most of the world's other wildlife, including insects and more than 250,000 wild flowering plants, need native pollinators to exist. Pollinator populations are declining globally, due partly to habitat destruction. Imagine being the size of, well, a bee. Maybe you are a teeny tiny sweat bee, and you can only fly 200 to 300 yards before you need to refuel. Or maybe you're a little bigger bee, like a bumblebee. You can travel a bit further, maybe a half a mile, before you need to find food. What happens if you find yourself in the middle of a huge parking lot in the center of a city? It would be hard to find the food resources you need to survive. Urban and suburban ecosystems are the fastest growing landscape type in the world. This probably means more parking lots and flowerless lawns than pollinator habitat. A pollinator habitat consists of native shrubs, grasses, and/or wildflowers, which provide cover, nectar, and pollen for native pollinators. Here's the good news. Urban and suburban ecosystems can support a surprising abundance and diversity of native insect pollinators. And here's the bad news. Conservation measures rarely focus on urban and human-dominated landscapes. This means that we're not planning for pollinators' success when we are designing and expanding cities. Well, what can we do? Urban conservation practices such as landscaping with native plants, reducing pesticide use, and increasing suitable habitat patches in our cities and at our homes will help pollinators survive. In turn, pollinators will pollinate plants, helping to feed everything from other insects to birds and animals, even us. Your Scamper Challenge is to help pollinators in your community. To begin, brainstorm ideas for what you want to change, improve, or invent. Now, apply the Scamper method. Remember, S is for substitute, C is combine, A is for adapt, M is to magnify, minify, or modify, P is put to another use, E is eliminate, and R is rearrange or reverse. If you need a refresher on scampering, you can watch our intro video. Do you need to do all the Scamper steps? We recommend thinking about each, but your final idea will only use a few elements. Once you have an idea, draw a prototype or write a description. The Missoula County Department of Ecology and Extension and the MPG Ranch would love to hear what you come up with. Send us your Scamper ideas.